Well, it's safe to say that this week's contestants definitely made some choices. Hey guys, it's your girl Ayesha and welcome to week 3 of the Drag Race UK Lowdown. If you are a big fat fan of RuPaul's Drag Race and you are interested in seeing what went down in our brand new UK version, then you need to make sure that you are here every single week, honey, okay? Because I will be spilling the tea on everything that goes on. Definitely make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss another episode. Now, with all that being said, let's get straight into it. Get me doing my intro all in one take. Yes! Now I'm hoping that this episode is going to be a lot quicker because the maxi challenge kind of like runs into the runway. So hopefully we can get through this quite quickly. So for the mini challenge, the queens had to get into their quick drag. A lot of them looked hideous. And they had to dance around a maypole, you know, very respectfully, and then as soon as they hear peanut 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 butter, they have to just drop it like it's hot, doing splits, shablams, and anything else that they want to do. I have to say, Davina was first, and I actually didn't expect that from her. She just went boom straight into the splits, bam. I was like, oh, okay, and you know, she's cranking it, she's giving it some. She actually didn't do too bad. I wasn't expecting her to be that good. I don't know why. I mean, I know that she is a very seasoned queen, but I guess her natural demeanor doesn't scream, drop to the floor in the splits and giving it some Beyonce. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that when I look at Davina, so I was actually quite impressed. The Vivienne, however, clearly forgot to tuck because something was swinging underneath that skirt, let me tell you. What? I loved it though. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, fantastic comedy, but you know, we expect nothing less from the Vivienne because she's great. Crystal though, my girl just went, okay, all right, you want a show? Okay, put on the pole, full on, legs up in the air, spread eagle, doing all sorts of nonsense. I'm just like, well, I didn't expect it. And I thought that she did a really, really good job. I mean, personally, I think that she actually could have won this challenge. That being said, it looks like she kind of forgot to tuck as well because she was kind of peeking out. Just a little bit. Bag of Chips was giving us Theresa Maypole realness. I was living for her librarian look. She clearly misunderstood what was going on. She didn't actually know what a maypole was. But yeah, she was still really, really funny. I mean, not quite as put together as some of the other queens, but she was just giving it all the comedy. And that is what we love Bagger for. I mean, if in doubt, just tuck and roll. Just make sure that you remember to tuck before you roll. I do not know what Blue Hydrangea looked like. She looked like, I don't know. I mean, even Crystal said that she was serving Black Death realness. That girl looked like she had Black Death, smallpox, chickenpox, frogpox, locusts, every plague going. I thought that her characterization was brilliant. Her dancing was questionable. Now, Ting Wong is a big girl, but the big girl can move. You know, she was dropping it on the floor. Not quite dropping it like it was hot, more like she fell over. But, you know, she was still giving it some. Man, seriously, these dances were utterly ridiculous. Vinegar Strokes just like busts open her shirt and shows off the bra. You know, like, again, just going for full-blown comedy. Cheryl did kind of steal the show, though, with her double death drops and once again, flashing her panties. Now, I know that, you know, if you're seeing for the first time, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. But we have seen quite a few panty flashes recently. I do wonder if she has anything else in her other than a panty flash. That being said, her death drops, very, very good. Well done, Cheryl. We can see where you get your influence from. Alyssa Edwards. Cheryl was the one who took home the crown for the mini challenge. I felt a little bit bad for Crystal because I thought that she did really, really well. But needless to say, Cheryl was the winner for that one. On to the maxi challenge now. And the theme is posh on a penny. So you've got to take some bargain basement rubbish and turn it into high fashion couture, darling. So to bring in all of the stuff they had to use, they have a member of the Brit crew drive in Michelle Visage's pink car. And on it is Raven. I was actually really, really happy to see her because, you know, she is so glamorous. She is Drag Race royalty. We love a bit of Raven. Yeah, she looked fabulous. And that was all that she was there for, just to look fabulous. No other reason but to just look fabulous. It was quite funny, though, to see the other queens almost wet themselves when they saw her. Ting Wong especially, because she was literally like, oh my God, she looks amazing, so gorgeous, and I look terrible. I'm like, yeah, we know. So for winning the mini challenge, Cheryl Hole got to have a 15-second head start to dive into the bargain basement. And the first thing that she went for was a big ass box of these. And I'm a bit like, but why though? After that, it was just utter carnage. You want to see queens grabbing boxes, dashing them here then everywhere, ripping out the interior of the car. Like, it was a hot mess, much like some of their outfits. All I'm saying is, bring it to the hodgepodge. I don't know what my hands are doing. That clearly shows that I can't Vogue. But you'll understand that in a minute. Now, seeing as this is a design challenge, Crystal is like, yes, this is right up my alley. I have a degree in fashion and design. I have this in the bag. So I'm expecting big things from Crystal. And you know what? We absolutely got big things, mainly hips. Oh my goodness. Yes, we are gonna go straight into the runway in this part because, as I said, the main challenge and the runway merged together. So here we go. Crystal's look was absolutely impeccable. Impeccable. She had big ass beach balls, right? Stuck to her hips, draped with velvet curtains, a beautiful bodice, stunning headpiece. The boots even had this gorgeous like floral detail. She looked like she stepped out of some mythological book. Like she looked like a goddess. She actually looked like a goddess. And she looked like she could have been made into like a statue or something. Like she just looks absolutely stunning. And her face makeup was really, really beautiful as well. And I'm really used to her chest hair now. Like, I'm used to her showing off her armpit hair and her chest hair. And I actually do think that it kind of worked with the look, surprisingly. Now, even though Davina, yes, she knows how to sew, but she's not like, you know, a massive seamstress or anything like that. She just knows the basics of how to sew. And even though she had no patterns with her, Davina smashed this. She took, you know, those big plastic bags that like your mum stores XYZ amount of old clothes from 1970 in, and they're still in the house today. Those bags, yeah, she took like 4 of those, and she made this really like avant-garde, very sort of straightly cut 2-piece that just looked like it could be on a runway. Like, it looked really, really good. And I love the way that she did her makeup to match as well. Very David Bowie. And I actually did quite like the red hair with the very straight cut bob. I thought that really sort of sold the look because it went well with the straight red across her eyes and the straight red on her lips as well. And then she had the massive red and white parasol to go with it. So it just completely sold the look. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be seen wearing it personally, but on her body type as well, I think that it worked perfectly, and she looked absolutely stunning. My other top look has got to be the Vivienne. Oh my goodness. The Vivienne took a whole heap of VHSs, right? Do you know what? It actually really quite bothers me that there's a lot of people out there who don't know what a VHS is. I feel so old. If you don't know what a VHS is, ask your mother. Anyway, so she took out all of these VHSs, took out all of the tape from them, and she just made this incredible fringed dress. And then she got these cricket pads, I think they were. I think they were like cricket shin pads or something. And she just covered them in the same tape, and it just gave this amazing silhouette. Her hair was massive, which is brilliant because for all of that, you need to have all of that going on up in the top of your hair. Her makeup, stunning, as she would say, stunning. That's me trying to practice my Liverpool accent again. I'm getting there, bear with me. And I loved the fact that she painted herself all the way up to here in black. It just completely finished off the look for me. That was stunning. Those three definitely deserve to be in the top 3. I did think that it was going to be Crystal who was going to win this, but it was actually Davina, but I am not mad at all. I think that either of them could have taken this crown. But personally, I thought that Crystal could have clinched it just by a whisker. But as I said, I'm not mad. Let's have a little conversation now about Ting Wong. She ripped up one of her favorite jackets to make patterns out of it to tailor a new jacket made out of plastic blackout blinds. And she doesn't know how to sew, and well, not that she doesn't know how to sew, but like she's not a seamstress, and she has never ever done tailoring before. And she chooses to do this in a challenge on Drag Race for the first time. Girl, what? But that being said, again, I'm not even mad. Was the look completely and utterly polished? Not quite, but we have to give her props for the fact that she managed to tailor a suit. I mean, the skirt doesn't look like it was too hard, but the jacket, it had darts in the back and everything. It fitted her really nicely on the waist. I actually quite liked the wallpaper trim that she did going along the collar and everything. And she actually did look quite expensive, I thought, at least from like the top up. I thought she looked quite expensive. I understand what Michelle was saying about the chain that she had on, which was basically the chain from the blinds. She could have used that differently. She could have maybe hooked it on to the sides of the jacket to keep it closed. I'm not quite sure why she didn't have a shirt on. Instead, she just had some black tape across her nipples. I think that she could have done something different there. She definitely could have done. I wasn't really a big fan of that. That being said, I thought that she did look very posh, and I mean, the theme was posh on a penny, and I thought that she did a great job. If that's her very first time tailoring and she's daring to do it on Drag Race, power to you, girl. The thing is, even RuPaul came up to her and was like, so you're doing all this, you're making it really, really hard for yourself. And she's like, yep, I know, I'm still doing it. Ru comes to you and says, you really probably shouldn't do that because you're making it really hard on yourself. And you're like, yeah, but I believe in myself, so I'm going to do it. Bag of Chips is one, like, it was okay. But she did say in the workroom that she was going to be making a gown out of those scourers. So I'm expecting to see a gown, not a short little two-piece. I wasn't expecting that. That being said, I like the fact that her hair matched the copper scourers that she was using. And again, I did like her execution on the runway. You know, she's there scrubbing the floors and scrubbing her armpits, all the rest of it. So we get it that you're using scourers. So like she made that very visible for those who maybe couldn't see if they were further back, which I really do like. But I wasn't that sold on this outfit. Blue Hydrangea, I really liked hers actually. I do like the sort of clash between the bright yellow and the fuchsia pink. And I loved her makeup as well. I thought that went together really, really well. She thought that she was going to be in the top 2 for this. I don't think it was good enough to be in the top 2. I thought it was cute. We did have chaps just last week though. So, you know, hopefully she'll bring out a different silhouette for that. Well, for next week anyway. Cheryl, I can't be dealing with Cheryl at the moment. Like, I just can't be dealing. So she took these rubber gloves and she just like cuts off all the fingers and she's just there, just like hot gluing them together to make some sort of skirt. And like, I mean, the only part that I kind of thought was okay was like the gloves that she made, whereby she'd cut basically all of them apart from the fingers. So all of her hand here was bare. I thought, you know, that was cute. We've seen stuff like that before. You know, it's all right. But just to have a skirt that's covered in all these rubber fingers, like, oh, girl, just no. And again, she's there just like flashing her panties. Oh, look, it says fragile. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm a bit bored of seeing her knickers now. I know that she's meant to be an Essex girl. She's really hamping it up, but I'm a bit bored of just seeing her drawers. She's been in the bottom like 3 times in a row now. I think it was time for her to be in the bottom too. I think it was time for her to lip sync, but she still managed to miss it again. Let's have a little conversation about the roast that poor Vinegar got from RuPaul. Whew. So Ru goes over to her and is like, so let's have a little talk about your aesthetic, because your drag is a little, well, it's kind of, I'm being really careful here. It's a little hodgepodge. I was like, I'm sorry, did you just say that her drag is hodgepodge? Me and Mike were watching this together and we were dying. Like, how are you gonna just read the queen like that? Just no. I have to say though, Vinegar took it like an absolute pro. She was just like, yeah, yeah. Hodgepodge is my thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, you are dying inside. You know it. Ru is looking at you and telling you that your drag is hodgepodge. That's not a compliment. And some of the ideas she was coming up with, oh my Lord. First idea was for her to have a toilet seat on her head. And the Vivian is just a bit like, you don't want to be doing that, girl. Like, just no. Think more fashion rather than costume. And then she tried to make this like orange cape thing that just made her look a bit like a hamburger. So everybody was teasing her for that. I wouldn't be surprised if next week we have a single from Vinegar Strokes called Bring It to the Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge. I need to learn how to vote because I can't do it. My hands don't work like that. So what she ended up with, oh, child. Okay, so what was supposed to be some sort of like nude illusion catsuit, which was far from nude illusion. Like that to me was just like really grey and like, it looked like death. The padding for me was just all over the place. Like I could see it, you know, it just really wasn't pretty. Why did she have nipple tassels on? Like for what reason? And also she can't even twirl. She can't even twirl. Don't wear nipple tassels if you can't twirl. I don't know whether it was a dictionary or whatever. She got a book and she just ripped up all the pages from it and she just stuck it all over herself and made some sort of bolero and some sort of skirt that was stuck to some sort of blue fabric, like blue like this, like cyan blue. Which is, it completely, oh. I felt really bad for her because her personality is great and I want to see more of that. But this was just a no. No. Now what I thought was really sad was the fact that because Cheryl had once again escaped the lip sync, it meant that Ting Wong and Vinegar Strokes had to lip sync against each other. I don't think Ting Wong should have been there. I think it should have been Cheryl. 3 times in the bottom. It's your time now to prove that you deserve to still be here. That being said, I thought it was actually quite a good lip sync. I do agree with the decision of Ting Wong staying. I do agree with that. I actually really enjoyed seeing her face. She's very good at acting with her face. And what is it, everybody going to the back of the stage and just dropping to their knees and crawling on the floor? Like, give me something else. But Cheryl needs to watch out. I mean, even Ru was like, this is your final warning. Question of the day, whose outfit do you think was the best? I think I'm gonna go for Crystal on this one, but literally only by a whisker. If Drag Race is your thing and you don't have anybody that you can just like sit down and just get all of it off of your chest, I'm your girl. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss another one of my episodes. And just in case you have done so, over here you will find all of my previous ones. Take care, my darlings, and I will see you all soon. Mwah. Bye.